Okay, guys, morning. So, start with, can we please make this? I did put this in another video, but can this please keep the same format as the takeoff template? Sorry, that's not meant to come up there. So this is fine to have in there, but it needs to be in the right format, and this needs to be just our standard format. Please don't, yeah, it has to be in that format, please. That's, yeah, this is the way that it needs to be. So if this is right, it just needs to stay in this format, if that makes sense. And yeah, if you want to put this information in, just drop it in underneath IP-based cameras. So if I could get you to make those changes, so all of these items, if they're relevant, if they're generic items, like this stuff, that's great. This is probably not so much, and this is probably not critical information, so we can get rid of that. That's pretty standard, but this is a critical information that would fit in underneath there. It's to do with the storage, so we talk about storage here for 30 days, backup daily storage off-site. So if they want that, that is a critical item that is actually quite hard to achieve. So it definitely needs to be in that spot, but it needs to stay in that format, please. So it would be a non-specified. And yeah, like that. So that format, please. I will jump over into ground plan and have a look. Once again, so these look to be wall mounted, guys, so that we need to be getting this right. They need to be bullets. If they're wall mounted, which you can see they're coming off the wall, and they're external, then they need to be bullets, please. I've covered that a few times, so if we could just make sure that's getting updated. These ones are undercover, so it probably wouldn't matter, but I still would prefer them to be bullets. The domes, if you were to use domes, I'll show you how we would have to do those if they're wall mounted. They have to go on a bracket. Looks like that or like that. These are wall mount brackets for domes, and they're just additional parts that aren't required. We can achieve the same thing or a very similar outcome with a bullet camera. We can just mount them straight off the wall, and we just have a small little box on them. It's quite cheap. They're about $10 for the junction box versus maybe $100 for the other brackets. So if we can, please go through and change all these external wall-mounted dome cameras to bullets, please. Apart from that, everything else you've done correct there. Four-door controllers is standard, please. These are especially TCOM doesn't do 8-door controllers, so if only use 8-door controllers if there is if it's specified, and you will normally find that is in a range, because they're the only ones that really offer a standard 8-door controller. So yeah, just if we could use 4-door controllers as a standard, please. on all projects unless it's specified to be anything different. With the monitor and the rack, if it's specifically asked for a monitor, then we put the monitor in, and if the rack is specific to us, then we'll put the rack in. Otherwise, we don't need to include those. And the thing that you look like you're missing, I'll just double check, and it may be because there's a note somewhere else, but I didn't see it in your scope of works. There, once again, this looks like it may be undercover, so that might be okay, but we'll just fit with the rest of them and do them as bullets, please. We can always change them at a later date if we need to. The prices are very similar, so yeah, it's not going to cause us too many issues if we use them as bullets. But the one thing I have noticed that you've missed is the recorder. So we've got the PoE switch, but we don't actually have an NVR associated here. So we just need to make sure that we're capturing all the details. You've done well to put in the comms rack and the monitor, but the thing we're missing is the NVR. So I'll send this one back to have another go at. Thank you.